Hi Bison, welcome to this new segment of Nichols Sense, where we highlight the latest news and take a peek behind the headlines to meet some members of the Nichols community. My name is Claire Curry, class of 2024 and graduate assistant for men's and women's golf, and I will be your host. This month, we feature Professor Mauri Pelto, who has been with the college for a little over 35 years. Considering his recent media attention, we sat down with him to hear about how he started studying glaciers 40 years ago.
In 1981, one thing that I was looking for was an internship. So kind of like a lot of Nichols students, I finished my sophomore year in college and I want an internship. It's just a different kind of internship. And what I was looking for was to be able to ski during the summer, which meant working on glaciers. So found an opportunity in the Juneau ice field in Alaska and went up there in the summer of 1981. Had a chance to really do a lot of skiing, first off, but also found that there was a niche of subject area that I really was drawn to, and it helped me become a better student, having something that I was passionate about learning. And then some big research was published earlier this month on the Juneau ice field, and I wasn't the lead on the research, but the research couldn't have happened without all the work I did back in the 1980s. We knew that even then, the guy was explaining that climate change is going to be a problem for these ice fields, but then starting about a decade ago, it really accelerated. And so we were starting to see 1% lost per year. And obviously for a big ice field, that means there's still a lot of ice there, but you can't sustain that. I mean, the town of Worcester could fit on this little lobe right here of one of the glaciers of the Juneau ice field. That's the scale. And so we're talking about losing 1% per year. May not look like, it doesn't sound that bad, but that is a lot of water. And that's where that quote comes from. That's 50,000 gallons per second year-round over the last decade being lost. That's how much water is coming off of this that's not being replaced by new snow. I'm a professional research scientist. That's not all that defines what I do. I do the accreditation reports for the college, and accreditation reports, you could think of them as these dry things, kind of like an annual report for a corporation might be. You could also make them interesting, and this is where the research comes in. And the research is, where are we going? Where are we at? That's interesting and unique versus other schools potentially. And what kind of data and statistics would express that in a way that other people would understand. That's how I look at it, that the synergy between research on this college that I know well and research on glaciers that I know well. So NECHI is, accreditation we first got in 1965. And it's interesting, at that time, one thing we were celebrating was we wanted our education to be different. We wanted it to be more hands-on, more real world. And at that time, most of that real world stuff was work. During the summers, there were some big clubs on campus. The students managed, the fire department, the forestry club, which is kind of infamous for alumni. They didn't have a faculty supervisor doing all the work. They were the ones running these things. And that was their experiential learning to move forward to today. Here we are, 60 years later, we're just being reaccredited. And so, one interesting thing for the NECHI report this year that I don't think most alumni are going to be aware of, because it wasn't a big thing until the last few years, but we started emphasizing what I call the triple threat. That experiential learning is more than an internship. You need lots of different opportunities, different types of things on your menu. And one of the big ones is that we've expanded on is consulting projects, and the other is certifications. We had over 500 professional certifications completed just in this last academic year. A decade ago, that would have been close to zero. And so again, that's a really rapid acceleration.
And thanks for watching Nichols Sense News. Until next time, Claire Curry signing off. Go Bison!